Languages such as English also have sound processes. The pronunciation of sounds depends on the pronunciation of other sounds around it. For example, T or D become a short flap if they are found between vowels, and the syllable they belong to is not stressed. Here are some examples. Write and writer. Notice that the D becomes a short flap sound. Ride and rider. Notice that the D becomes a short flap sound. Bit and bitter. Notice that the D becomes a short flap sound. Eat and eating. Notice that the D becomes a short flap sound. Bite and biting. Notice that the D becomes a short flap sound. Notice the short flap sound in the following words too. Bitter, better, meter, lady, kidding, loading. This sound process happens only in American English. Another example of a sound process is that the plural S becomes Z, or is. Depending on the sound that comes before it, the plural S becomes a Z, or S, or is, or is. Notice that in the following words, the plural S is just an S. Rock, rocks, week, weeks, pot, pots, bat, bats, lip, lips, cop, cops, booth, booths. But after the following words, the plural S is pronounced as a Z. Bag, bags, log, logs, bed, beds, rod, rods, crab, crabs, tub, tubs, gave, gaves. Also, after the following words, the plural S is actually pronounced as is. Rose, roses, maze, mazes, judge, judges, bridge, bridges. Lastly, after the following words, the plural S is pronounced as is. Glass, glasses, mass, masses, horse, horses, watch, watches, eyelash, eyelashes. Notice how the prefix that means not becomes an N, an M, or an ing. Tolerant, intolerant, tangible, intangible, decent, indecent, describable, indescribable. Polite, impolite, possible, impossible, balanced, imbalanced. Complete, incomplete, comprehensible, incomprehensible, gratitude, ingratitude. Sound processes include syllable processes. Here we will study three kinds of syllable processes: elision, epenthesis, and metathesis. First is elision. Elision is the removal of a sound from a syllable. For example, you have the words cup and board, but together they are pronounced as cupboard. The P disappears. You also have the words extra and ordinary, but together they are pronounced as extraordinary. The A disappears. You also have the word liquid. But when you add phi, it becomes liquefy. The D disappears. These are examples of elision. We also have epenthesis. Epenthesis is the addition of a sound. For example, you have the word able. But when you add ity, it becomes ability. You add an extra E between the B and the L. You also have the word glass. When you want to add S to make it plural, you end up pronouncing it as glasses. You added an extra E between the S's. You also have the word sign. But when you pronounce signature, you add a G sound. These are examples of epenthesis. You also have metathesis. Metathesis happens when two sounds exchange places. However, this is not found in standard English. But it is found in other dialects in America. For example, some people in America pronounce asterisk as asterix. The word ask is pronounced by some Americans as ax. The word third used to be thrid. And the word unclear is pronounced nuclear in some places in America.